What's going on, guys? Welcome to another one of Black Iron's battles. Today we have a Total War Warhammer 2 versus 2 quick battle for you, where I am using the Chaos Hordes and my partner, the Magic Potato, he is using the Dawi. We're facing off against some Greenskins and some Wood Elves. So it was just a blast to play, and I just thought you guys would enjoy watching it. I'm sorry I haven't gotten as many videos up lately. I was super busy with work, and then the Mayweather fight came. That was a great fight. We had a bunch of people over, and I've been doing some remodeling around the house. So, we just haven't had as much time this past couple days to do gaming. But I am back. I'm gonna get a bunch more games uploaded, and I'm really excited for the closed beta coming up of Total War Arena, which is on September 1st. So I'll be getting some arena action in there as well. I've been having a ton of fun with that game. It almost has a World of Tanks feel, which is fun. You can do a lot with those three units that you're given. So for my army here on for the Warhammer game, we've got the Chaos Poison Warhounds here on the flank. So I was hoping I could get those in behind, take out any enemy artillery, or maybe hop on some archer lines, and they'll just always do a good amount of damage normally for their cost. Here in the front, you'll see we've got 3 groups of Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and 2 groups of Chaos Warriors with halberds. So on the flanks here, these halberds and these Chaos Warriors with great weapons, they should be able to cut through units from the other squad, no problem. Here, I've been playing a lot of Norsko lately, so I've been starting to really like the trolls. So I did bring a group of Chaos Trolls, as well as Prince Sigvald here. So that's kind of my hero bashing unit. We've got the trolls as well as the duelist Prince Sigvald. So they should be able to take out the leadership pretty easily of the Greenskin. Here in the back, you'll see we've got 4 groups of Forsaken. Now, the one on the right is the Demon Spew. Those are the Regiment of Renown. They've got poison attacks. They've got, better stats all around. So those are super cool. Part of that 30 Regiments of Renown we received. If you look here in the back, we've got some throwing axes, those Marauder Horsemen, and those were for armor piercing. I was afraid that, there may be some flying dragon or something, and I was going to knock it out of the air with those Marauder Horsemen. Here on the side, you'll see that we do have this Chaos Sorcerer of Death. We've brought Fate of Buna, and we've brought Spirit Leech, and we've brought Life Leeching, which is his ability. So he'll be able to do some damage with those 2 damage spells, and really just use the Winds of Magic as effectively, hopefully, as possible. Over here for Magic Potato, you'll see we do have some artillery. So we brought 2 cannons, and we do have this group of Slayers here protecting him. So this group of Slayers, they've been chevroned up. They're at rank 4, so they've got quite a big bonus to their attack and defense. And these things are they're going to be a lot of trouble. They're actually fast for a dwarf, and so hopefully they'll be used to great effect. Over here we've got the Regiment of Renown, the Peak Gate Guard. Those are those armor sundering hammers. They're super cool. Look at those hammers. Look at the detail they put into that. I just love it. Besides those, he does have 3 groups of Quarrelers. Those should be able to trade pretty well with the groups of Glade Guard over there. And we do have a Longbeard front line. Up here in the front, you'll see he does have Grombrindle, the White Dwarf. He has no fear. And supporting him is this Runesmith here. So he's got a bunch of the runes there. He'll be able to use the Negation, Oath and Steel, and he should be able to just keep buffing up that great, armor and steadfastness of the dwarves. So here for the Wood Elves, you'll see he does have a bunch of Regiment of Renown as well. He's got the Wardens of Sithral, he's got Loex Tricksters, as well as these Winterheart Guards, and so he's got a bunch of armor-piercing spears here in the back lines. Besides that, in the front here, he does have 4 groups of Glade Guard. Now the one thing is he brought the Starfire Shafts, and against the dwarves, which have that innate magic resistance, they'll take a little bit less damage due to the magic damage that these Starfire Shafts do. So that's just something for the future knowledge. We do have a group of regular War Dancers here, which I always have trouble with. I really like the Azrai Spears, but maybe he was trying to cut some costs. And he does have a couple groups of Eternal Guard here with shields, and he has a Glade Lord. But the Glade Lord is on foot. Look at that. So, typically you see the Glade Lord on a eagle or even on a stag or something, but on foot, that's that is a cost I normally don't want to cut. I like to keep when I play with the Wood Elves, I like to keep my Legendary Lord very mobile. We've also got this group of Hawk Riders up here. They've got armor piercing. They'll be able to do some work if they can get in the right place against those dwarves. And you see he's got these Wild Riders with shields. So over here for the Greenskins, we've got two groups of Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, as well as a group of Morgrubs Mangy Marauders. Now, Mogrubs Mangy Marauders are really strong. They've got armor piercing. I cannot say the same thing for the group, the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. I always have a hard time with them, and I can never make them get kills for what it's worth. Here you see we've got the groups of Black Orcs. There's 4 groups of Black Orcs. That's just a great strong front line. He's got some Savage Orc Biggins over here on the left. And I believe he's got a 3rd group of Biggins here over here on the right. So in the back, you'll see he does have that Goblin firing line. He's got the Rusty Heirs, 2 groups of Goblin Archers, and he does have a Night Goblin Shaman. And it looks like he's, let's see, he's brought all 3 scrolls, Itchy Nuisance, and Sneaky Stabbing. So that Night Goblin Shaman is always good for anyone to bring. He does have 2 Goblin Big Bosses, it looks like as well. The other one's right there on the spider. And I mean, that is just, I love it when they put him on the Cave Squig. He's got that Night Goblin War Boss. That is just awesome. I mean, look at him on the back of that. That Cave Squig is, look at that armor. I love it. That is, with that big horn on the front, that is pretty cool. So before I talk for too much longer, let's go ahead and get this battle started. So first things first, you'll see that these cannons just start laying in over here. So when you see the trails come in here, look at that. We already took a couple shots. Oh, we're going to nail those Wild Riders. So he also got a big hit on this group of Black Orcs. They lost 13 models. So those cannons, they're going to make it so that our opponents really got to start moving up. If they don't, they're just going to take huge hits. I mean, 13 kills already on this cannon. Let's go watch one of these cannonballs. Oh man, I mean, I think that they were probably aiming for the, oh man, look at those Wild Riders, and they're just leaving bodies behind. So you know, before too long, they're gonna have to do something about these cannons. Over here on our side, you'll see that you know, he has brought these Morgrubs Marauders. He's got these Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. They're doing some, you know, taking some shots in at my Chaos Warriors, but nothing quite yet. So you know, if you look here, this group of Wild Riders, I mean, they're still at about 3/4 health, so I'm not sure really what he's doing. This group of Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and then we've got these Chaos Trolls that come in here, and watch them. They're going to charge in there, and they're going to lay the beat down. They're going to start just smashing these Wild Riders with shields. So when we're able to wrap these halberds around on the other side, that is pretty much it. These Wild Riders are just off the map pretty much. Additionally, I managed to get Fate Abuna on these Hawk Riders, and so between that and these Corlers and this group of Slayers in here, I think it's gonna knock these Hawk Riders out of the. They're definitely not gonna be able to take the cannons out quite yet. If we go ahead and take a look at the overarching of the battle, I mean, they've still got 1,500 troops to our 1,300, so they started with a lot more troops than us. But I'm gonna start bringing in my reserves, so we're gonna get these Forsaken to come in here. We're already kind of holding the line with the Chaos Warriors with great weapons and the halberds, but we're going to bring in the real damage dealers now. We're going to have the Forsaken come in. We're going to bring Prince Sigvald in. We've got these trolls up in here, and we're going to start just laying the smackdown. Over here on Magic Potato side, you'll see here he's got the Spell Singer of Life. He's surrounded by these Peak Gate Guard, and with the armor sundering, they actually bring the Spell Singer. They have his armor down to 0, so he's going to take massive amounts of damage. You'll see over here, these War Dancers have been shaken off. They've only got 2 kills. Regular War Dancers, I always have a hard time using them. They never really work for me. But, I mean, just the sheer amount of cannon fire and all of this different Quarreler fire, I mean, this Magic Potato is just really, really doing some work. There is a ton of damage being put out here, and I think that the balance of power is pretty much dead even at this point. So you see here the Spell Singer of Life. I mean, he's going down. He's got 19 health remaining. I don't know if he gets away or not, but I mean, that is pretty much it for the Spell Singer of Life. He's shattered, so even if he doesn't get killed, he's not coming back. Here in the front line, though, all those regiment around, those Eternal Guards, they are holding strong. So even though we are buffing them up with, you know, the Runesmith and stuff like that, you know, there's still a ton of armor piercing and a bunch of great strong units there for the Wood Elf player. Over here on my side, you'll see that I was able to get these Chaos Poison Warhounds. We were able to get them in there, and we were able to use them to break off this Night Goblin War Boss. So I'm actually going to continue trying to chase him off the field here with this Chaos Sorcerer of Death. And I mean, I'm pretty much spread all over the place. Even though I did have a big front line with a lot of Chaos Warriors and Forsaken, he had a ton of Black Orcs. So all of those Black Orcs, you know, are going to be a hard thing for me to deal with. I do not have a lot of units left. I've halberds and, you know, broken down great weapons. My Forsaken are routing off. So I mean, even though I do have Prince Sigvald, I've got this Chaos Sorcerer of Death, so that's pretty much my best bet. So at this point, I started thinking we got to take out their leadership. So you see here, I've broken off the Shaman. Next, I'll be going for the big boss, and I just want to be using Prince Sigvald. I mean, he's a duelist, and we've got you know, we've got the Chaos Sorcerer of Death here on a mount. So I just want to be taking out all of the Greenskin leadership. But we all know that the Greenskins have a ton of trouble with leadership, so you know, from being a Greenskin player, I know that if I start getting low in model count, it's important to start killing those leaders while you can. This is just a huge pack of Black Orcs still alive over there. Over here on with Magic Potatoes battle, I mean, you'll see here this Glade Lord has been definitely routed off, and I mean, he is trying to get in here with this Peak Gate Guard with Grombrindle. He's just gonna try to do whatever he can. Now, you're not going to really be able to catch. I mean, the Glade Guard have speed of 35. I guess the Slayers do have 40. So maybe they will be able to catch them. And when they do, they're going to tear them to pieces. If a group of Slayers catches a group of Glade Guard like that, you know, that is it. They're going to rout off. They'll be shattered. And it is going to be night-night for those pointy ears. Over here, you'll see that they have engaged on these Quarrelers. But Quarrelers do have 80 armor. They've got a shield, so they're not just going to keel over and die. They actually were able to hold them and allow these Longbeards to get into play. Now, these are expensive. The Eternal Guards with shields aren't, but I thought that there was one of the regiment, or now maybe not. Oh yeah, the Wardens of Sithral. Those Wildwood Rangers, they've got shields, and they'll be alive for a long time. Over here on the right, you'll see these Chaos Trolls. I've finished routing, and I love that they regen health. So when they come back into this battle, they're going to be, you know, they've been routed off from morale, but they're going to come back in, and they're going to be a major portion of this fight. Over here in the back, you'll see that I still have this group of Forsaken. I've got Prince Sigvald, and that's going to be a big problem for the Greenskin player at this point. Because Prince Sigvald, there's nobody left, I think, who can really challenge him. You see, we do put Spirit Leash on this big boss. I mean, he's there on his spider. But, I mean, Prince Sigvald's doing, like, spinning, slashing attacks. He's pretty much trapped, and that is going to be the last hero for the Greenskins. So, once that routes off, you know, that is going to be a major, major hit to the leadership of the Greenskin. And even though Mogrubs are firing in here, overall, that is, I mean, that is just a major, major blow. You see, we are cycle charging here with this Chaos Sorcerer of Death. We don't want them to fight too long against the Black Orcs. Luckily for the Black Orcs, they do not take terror. So these Chaos Trolls are not able to terrify them. And this is just a big fight. It is coming down to the wire, but we are slowly starting to inch it out in the balance of power up here. They do have about 150 more units than us, so it could swing at any point right now. You'll see here, it looks like those Peak Gate Guard are now tied up with the Loix Tricksters. And I mean, the Tricksters, they've got already 100 kill. They're great. They've got armor piercing, so they'll be able to take care of these Peak Gate Guard and these Longbeards no problem. But overall, I mean, it looks like these Hawk Riders have been trying to get in here, and Grombrindo still has no fear. So this group of Slayers is pretty much full. They've got a ton of kills, and Grombrindo is still doing great. So, you know, it would be definitely hard for the Wood Elves to pull one out, especially with groups of Squirrelers sitting in the back and just firing in ammo. It is going to be nothing but trouble for this Wood Elf player. Alright, over here on the Chaos side, you'll see here we have just taken down almost all of those Black Orcs. So we're getting they're getting a few archer shots in, but the Black Orcs, I mean, are the main threat that are left, and these Chaos Trolls, even though they're going to pretty much rout off with their low leadership, they were able to kill just enough Black Orcs. Prince Sigvald is knocking them down one at a time, and we are just slowly grinding this out. If you look here, he has managed to get this group of Longbeards fighting in still. We've got the Runesmith in, and we are able to break off the Wardens. The Winterhearts won't break off, but I think that's it. I think the army losses finally took their toll. So these black orcs went down. You know, look at that. They're all shattered. Prince Sigvald is still chasing. He's still got almost full health. So, you know, there was definitely some damage that he was able to do. I just love how much of a duelist he is. Now, since these Winterheart guards, they're unbreakable, we'll just go ahead and fast forward. They're going to get in here. You know, they'll fight it out. They'll try, but they will not prevail. All right, but that was just such a great game. It came so close. It came down to the wire. But, I mean, those cannons that Magic Potato brought, they were definitely able to do a ton of work. Let's go ahead. We'll take a look first here at my army. I was able to get 150 kills with a group of first. You add that to this 91, and that is, I mean, that's 200 kills just on the Forsaken, maybe 300 if you stretch it out with the Regiment Renowned group. And that is just a huge number of kills to get on those Forsaken. So they were mobile. They were able to get in those back lines, tear up some archers, tear up some, you know, wolf riders, all sorts of stuff. We were able to get, you know, a good number of kills, even though the Chaos Warhounds were routed off pretty early. You know, they almost always pay for themselves, I find out. I wish I had brought like 3 groups of Warhounds instead of these Marauder Horsemen, because they were able to get knocked off pretty easily. The Chaos Trolls, they were actually came in, they did some work. You know, I'm not sure still if they're in the greatest place, but I just have so much fun using them that I had to bring them along. The Halberds did great, and overall, I mean, the Sorcerer of Death was able to do what I wanted, which is target the Greenskin leadership with Spirit Leech, and we were able to get them off the field. For my buddy, Magic Potato, you'll see here, he was able to get 117 kills with this group of Slayers, 83 and 69. So typically with archers, ranged units, you never see this many kills. So that is a lot of kills to get with groups of Quarrelers. They were able to fight it out and really hold it out throughout the battle. These cannons also did a ton of work. They were able to smash in there. The Wild Riders were all softened up. And they were just, I mean, overall, Magic Potato was really the star of this battle. Over here for the opponents, you'll see that he deployed 919 units, which is it's a good number of units for the Greenskins. But his leadership, you see, was just, I mean, they got massacred. So one after another, they stepped up and went down. If you're going to bring something like a Night Goblin War Boss, you definitely have to keep it kind of hidden away. You don't want to be engaged in it in the front line. But he did get a bunch of kills on the Savage Orc Biggins. Those units are just super good to use. The Savage Orc Biggins, we're able to get a bunch of kills against light units or anything, even regular, even armored units. They just lay the smack down. The Black Orcs, you saw them, they were able to survive a long time, but they just didn't really, they weren't able to pull out the victory. So we were able to kind of kill everything around them, and since they were the last unit standing, they were, they weren't able to stay forever. These Goblin Wolf Rider archers, the regular ones, I mean, look at the Mogrubs, Mangy Marauders were able to get a bunch of kills, but these ones just weren't. I would rather even have a group of Goblin Archers or something like that. I've just never been able to make these Wolf Riders work the way they're supposed to. For the Wood Elf player, you see the Glade Lord was also, I mean, look at that, 7 and 4. We were able to really take out their leadership. So it's important to keep your leadership kind of back and keep them protected. He had all these great regiments of renown. He had them in a nice square. It would have been great if he could have kept them alive a little bit longer. And I mean, because it was a really, really close battle. They actually had more units remaining than us. So if they had managed to keep their leadership alive, I think it could have went the other way. You'll see here the Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts did okay. I don't know if there's any reason really to upgrade to the Starfire Shafts if you're facing a dwarf player. But since it was a 2-on-2, maybe he figured he would get up against me. Cross his fingers. I know I do that sometimes. And these Wild Riders, I mean, they were sent off the field almost immediately. That was just a huge investment that wasn't able to pan out. And so the Hawk Riders, had definitely made up for it, though. They were able to get in there and take out those cannons. They were able to do a lot, even though we used Fate of Buna on them. So overall, though, it was just a great, great close game. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I want to thank my friend Magic Potato for playing this game with me. Thank you guys all so much. If you could subscribe below, I really enjoy it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to play some certain races, or if you want some theme battles, or if you want to look at my email there on YouTube, I've got it available, so that maybe we could play some subscriber matches with the viewers and stuff like that. Just let me know what you want in the comments, and I'll get it done. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Please subscribe below for more great online content. This is Black Iron, and this has been another one of Black Iron's Battles.